A very good afternoon to you, Nombu, and to our viewers at home. This afternoon, COSATU's National Executive Committee, or Saftu, that is National Executive Committee, the South African Federation of Trade Unions, just letting the media in on the outcomes of their three-day NEC meeting for the year, the first one for the year, just describing what is happening in the country right now, saying that South Africa is a country in crisis. So they mentioned some of the points that are more or less supporting this statement as to why they are saying that we are a country in crisis. Some of those issues are being the ailing state-owned entities across board, them saying that there's a problem where that is concerned. Also coming through to speak on the issue of the rampant load shedding that has been playing out here, saying that something needs to be done there, but taking issue with the declaration of a national state of disaster, Nompu, saying that they're going to be joining NUMSA on the 20th of March in the Johannesburg High Court. This is where that matter will be sitting, just calling for the finer details where the declaration of a national state of disaster is concerned. But key and what came out really as top to this briefing here is them also just deciding or giving us an idea that they're going to be joining in with the EFF on the 20th of March, where that national state of the national shutdown is concerned. I'm going to bring Saftu's General Secretary now, and that is Zwelinzima Vavi, who joins us now to just give us a breakdown of what came out of the NEC meeting. You've mentioned key issues of concern that you've raised around the country, just describing it as a state that is in crisis. Welcome to the SABC.
Thank you very much. Well, we see the current situation as representing a typical example of what you will call a failed state. And we've made few examples to point out what are those points of crisis that makes us to make that declaration. That we've actually now have arrived right inside the house. We have been saying we are standing in the doorsteps, but if you look at all of what we're saying, we are inside the house. We are in a failed state. And if you just look at the rates of criminality and read closely the reports that the Minister of Police is reading to the country every 3 months. In the last time, he says 82 people get killed in our streets a day, and that 135 people get raped a single day, and that 549 people on a daily basis get assaulted with an intent of doing bodily grievous harm to them. And he says 464 residents' houses are burgled, are broken into, and that people are being held hostage. 68 people get held hostage a day inside their houses. The state-owned enterprises have collapsed. Eskom is now where we are. I mean, we're now hitting above stage 6 of load shedding. We only have about 4 hours a day to work. The rest of the hours, up to 10, 12 hours, are spent in darkness, load shedded. I mean, the country, there can be no worse example than that. We are a failed state. 10 hours of load shedding a single day. And then, in addition to that, we have been saying we are in a quadruple crisis of unemployment, which makes us to be holding the position number 1 amongst all industrializing and industrialized nations of the world. There's no other country that have these rates of unemployment. Just about 42% of the citizens of this country are unemployed. If you look at our youth, we are pointing out in the statement that a staggering 8.9 million of young people are not in any kind of employment, education, and training. They're roaming the street. 8.9 flowing from that is depression, that has made us the second most depressed nation in the world, with 36% of the population with mental issues.
Could this be why then, Mr. Vavi, you've decided that on the 20th of March you'll be with the EFF, on the sidelines of the EFF, joining in on that national shutdown? You also said that process will be coming through with conditions as to why you are joining in on this shutdown. Let us in on those conditions and confirm if indeed you'll be in the streets on the 20th.
We're not even using the terminology you are using of joining. We are using the terminology that we will participate in partnership with all other working class formations, because our principal condition that we have already laid to the EFF is that the protest action must be non-sectarian. We will not and we cannot, as an independent worker federation, join into a program of a political party working on its own. We can't do that. Saftu members belong to all political formations that exist in the federation. We are not going to form an alliance with the EFF or any other political party unless that becomes a product of a discussion. But in this case, and we have an agreement with the EFF that, look guys, let's work to broaden the fronts of unity. We want the broadest platform. We want a minimum platform that can unite all left-leaning political parties, all trade unions that are left-leaning, all working class formations that are progressive, all non-governmental organizations that are progressive. Once we achieve that, then we are fine. And in anticipation, because already we have been given that guarantee that we will work to ensure that this is not just an EFF march that others are invited to add on. No, we don't want that. We can't be party to that. We are getting into a broad front of working class formations that are having a common demand to put to an end to load shedding, and to ask the ANC government as a whole to go away, because they have put us where we are, a failed state, and we will not even say this one and not one must go. No, we're not getting into the factional battles of the ANC. We are in a principal point that says the leadership of the ANC as a whole have put us where we are as a country today. Yeah.
Mr. Vavi, thank you very much for your time. Mr. Vavi coming through there as the General Secretary of Saftu, just giving us a sense of what came out of their 3-day NEC meeting, the first one for the year. There will be with the EFF on the sidelines on the 20th of March, but also just key is the fact that they've submitted a Section 77 notice to Nedlac. This meaning that on that particular day, on the 20th of March, the workers that will be embarking on this process will be protected, and they're saying that they're going to see to it that those that don't form part of essential services, that they would wish, those that would wish to join in on these demonstrations and the shutdown on the 20th of March are protected. Also saying that they are in support of the public servants workers that are inching towards an indefinite strike in the public sector. It's back to you in studio, Nompu.